Yes, everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Stephen Howson, and it actually looks like there might be some sort of transfer talk that is actually worth us talking about for once. I had a couple of transfer videos scheduled for this week, but it looked like there was absolutely nothing going down with any of them. But in the last 24 hours, possibly as an antidote to all of the player leaks, maybe it's the club leaking them, maybe it's true. But there seems to have been a couple of leaks that are coming out with interest in some players. Although some of the interest does seem to suggest that deals are more looking towards summer unless someone becomes available or unless there's some sort of injuries. And also there's some info come out about Ten Hag. I'm probably going to do another video on Ten Hag rather than do that in this one. In this one, we're going to talk about Tchouameni. And this is another one of those midfielders. Like, we did the video the other day on 3 midfielders that would be perfect for Manchester United in Haidara, Kamara, and then we did one looking at Basuma, and we spoke about Neves. There's probably 15 central midfielders that United could get that would absolutely elevate us, and Tchouameni is one of them in a big way. He's a very good player, and the interesting thing about this Tchouameni stuff coming out is where it's come from. Now, David Ornstein is as good as they get, especially when it comes to the transfers and stuff like that. In terms of working journalists, I put Ornstein above all. Henry Winter actually came out with something yesterday, and you go, Henry Winter's not one to mess around usually as well. So he's in that mix, but doesn't really generally deal with transfer stuff. David Ornstein's at the coalface, and he does do transfer stuff, and he doesn't miss. And I've had people from the club tell me Ornstein doesn't miss. And when he runs a story, in fact, I'll explain this, right? So some of the people that I speak to at the club are the sort of people that you would go to and ask, is this rumour real? Is this rumour a load of bollocks? Sometimes I get an answer, sometimes I won't. And obviously the club protects their interest in terms of what they're allowing to go out and what they're not allowing to go out. The same person at the club actually told me when we were signing Harry Maguire, we were on tour at the time. We was in Australia, we was in Perth, and there was a Q&A going on with Robbo and Irwin, and he pulled me aside at that Q&A and was like, we're signing Harry Maguire. Here's the details of it. And I was like, oh my God, I've got a right scoop. By the time I got my phone out to get on the internet, it was already everywhere anyway. But these are the sort of people that you can go to at the club and confirm these sorts of things with. Now, David Ornstein was specifically mentioned by a person at the club as being someone to implicitly trust when it comes to this sort of thing. And they said they like Ornstein because sometimes they'll deny stuff, and they're free to admit this. Sometimes they'll deny stuff that they know is happening because there's a tactical advantage to denying things that are actually genuinely happening. And they said Ornstein would come up to you and go, look, I've heard this, can you confirm it? And they might say yes or no. And he said Ornstein's actually come to us a couple of times and gone, well, actually, I've had it confirmed from here, I've had it confirmed from here, I've had it confirmed from here, and you're denying it. On the balance of probability, I think it's correct, so I'm going to run the story. And the person at the club was like, well, do you know what? Fair play. And it was right. And, you know, they denied it for whatever reason they denied it for, but Ornstein was correct. So whenever, I always frame every single thing when a rumour comes out. When it's David Ornstein, I go, okay, I'm listening. I'm going to pay attention to this one because Ornstein is a guy that does his due diligence, and he manages to get the scoops at the same time. So here's what's coming out, and he's been reporting saying that United and Ralph Rangnick are interested in Tchouameni from AS Monaco. Whoops, wrong one. Click the wrong button. My bad. And he's 21 years old, French defensive midfielder, 6'2". Monaco signed him from Bordeaux last year in the January transfer window for just 16.2 million. So if they could flip him for a big sort of profit, I'm sure they would do. Since joining from Monaco, he's made 73 appearances. He's got 5 goals, 4 assists, but it's his defensive stats and his defensive output that make for the best reading. He was the best tackler in the world in 2021, made 133 successful tackles, more than any player across Europe's top 5 leagues at 21. And across those top 5 leagues, in the 98th percentile for both interceptions and tackles, and he's also in the 90th percentile for aerials won. Hell of a player. And he plays as one of the midfielders in a 4-2-3-1 at Monaco, but his main task on the ball is basically being a link between defence and attack. So he's got that progressive nature in him. He's got the ability to move the ball forward and vertical, as Ralph would say, and something that's United lack completely. He can actually do both. At the moment, for all of the Donny van der Beek people that are out there, the Donny FC lot, what Donny can do on the ball is undeniable. What he does off the ball isn't good enough. And for all of the running stats that sort of came out yesterday, they're not really relevant. It's what he's actually doing when he's putting those runs in, because it doesn't tell you, is that running offensively or defensively? Because something Donny van der Beek's excellent at is giving the ball and then moving into an advanced position. You don't know, there's no breakup of running stats. Is this defensive running or offensive running? It's just running. What Donny can do on the ball is undeniable, but what Fred and McTominay do off the ball is also undeniable. And the problem is, when you see them on the ball, they give you an aneurysm. Tchouameni does both, and he does both excellent. And he's not bad at it either. He's in the top 25% of Europe's top 5 leagues when it comes to moving the ball forward as well. So he's recently started to be selected for the French team. He's made 7 appearances since September. It's just, there's a real player in here. Various outlets have reported that both Liverpool and Chelsea are also in for him. The Chelsea link, I'm not sure. The Liverpool one could be legit. It would all depend on what the fee's going to be. I think United do all right with the fees, but hell of a player for me. Hell of a player. I'll get some of you guys' questions in a little bit as well. There's been an out, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And as soon as I saw this, I saw it in the Mirror. It's been in a few different places. You got Rob Dawson from ESPN. He's reported that several players want to move away in January, and he's told them that most of them are likely to be kept till the end of the season. Tony Marshall remains confident that he's been able to secure an exit during the window. But there was a load of reports came out that was, as soon as you read them, look at the language, right? There was a headline that I saw, and it's McConnell, who got done with the waste of money article with Tony Marshall all those years ago. And his editor must hate him, or he must hate his editor at least. Because it come out, Ronaldo to quit United. And then it's like, the article detail is Cristiano Ronaldo could quit United if they don't get the appointment right in the summer. And you're like, you haven't said anything here. It's like me looking out the window and going, it might be 40 degrees later. Chances are it won't be, but it could be. Like, absolute nonsense journalism. As I said for years, journalism is dead and journalists killed it. Jamal says, watched him play with Pogba in France, very strong in a tackle. I'm assuming that's talking about Tchouameni. Fred off the ball ability was seen against Everton. Again, Fred makes clangers. Fred causes mistakes. You can't just look at those one mistakes. The rest of the output that he does is serious in terms of the numbers. But yeah, we have to replace them. They're not good enough. Donny leaves more gaps in midfield than Scotty, and that's the issue that we can't have at the moment. Yep. Notch says that's why I'm sceptical about the Mirror story on 11 players wanting to leave. Yeah, well, I went through it yesterday, didn't I? Like, there is 11 players. You can easily come up with a list of 11 players. I think I put together 17 who might want to go. This is just my opinion. Obviously, I don't know that these want to go. But these could be the players that are looking to get out of it. Where's my list gone? Am I looking at the wrong bit here? So I made a list of all the players that could want to leave United. Now I can't find them. Where has it gone? Just do a search. So players that want out, you could quite easily make an argument. I think it's 17 here on my little list. You could make an argument every single one of these wants to go. Henderson, Heaton, Kovar, Lee Grant, Bailly, Jones, Dalot, Telles, Tuanzebe, Pogba, Mata, Jesse, Ahmad, Matic, Van der Beek, Marshall, Cavani. You know about half of them definitely want to leave. So it's not a bad article to make. Showmuful spamming in the comments. Why do you keep ignoring Ronaldo criticism? Because it's bollocks, mate. It's absolutely bollocks. What can you criticize him on? You write it now in the comments. What can you criticize him on? Because I'll tell you this, right? When you have a legend of the game comes in, what's Cristiano Ronaldo known for? He's known for being a little bit petulant, right? That's never changed. But while being petulant, holds himself to the highest standard I've ever heard of a player in terms of the fitness that he keeps, his training mentality, his ethos. He is desperate to be the best player ever, desperate to keep winning titles, desperate to keep winning Ballon d'Ors, probably aware that the age is definitely against him. He's probably got a couple more years at the top. Chose to come to United. Ronaldo doesn't press. I don't think that's true, right? He doesn't press well, but you can't say he doesn't press because we've seen him pressing. We've seen him pressing in recent weeks. Yeah. Ronaldo, after Rangnick coming in, his pressures per 90 went from 1.5 to 8.5 per 90. Ronaldo's not the fucking problem, lads. Now, correlation-wise, yeah, we've gone a bit off the rails since Ronaldo come in. But why is that? As he started calling people out, look at the only things that you've got any evidence of whatsoever, and this is because it came out with Lee Grant talking about it on TalkSport, where he said everyone was looking at what Ronaldo had at dinner. That's the only thing that we know for sure he has changed at the club. People have stopped eating desserts. Is that a bad thing? Probably not in the grand scheme of things. Stop living in 2008. What the fuck? What does that even mean? We're clearly talking about the Cristiano Ronaldo that is here today. The one that's still leading scorer, the one that's still scoring the goals that puts us into the Champions League. He makes the team unbalanced. So does Fred. So does McTominay. So does fucking Luke Shaw. So does Harry Maguire. So does David De Gea, if you're being honest. I think there are some issues with Cristiano Ronaldo. For sure. He ain't perfect. He's on the decline of his career. But he's still probably one of the better, more productive players at the club. Please tell me what a valid criticism of Ronaldo is. It might not fit into the team. But if you didn't have Cristiano Ronaldo this year, we'd be in a worse position, and I don't think anyone can argue with that. Greenwood is a good player with a lot of potential, but he is not capable and ready to be a diverse number 9 just yet. He just isn't. He will get there. He's got serious amount of ability and serious amount of potential, and he will get there. But he isn't ready to lead the line. Cavani hasn't been available. Rashford has been a shell of the former player that he used to be. So who was going to score all of those goals? Who? Why every season we're somehow short 4 new signings? Because you've got the Glazers, right? They've spent money, but they spent money poorly. And a lot of the money that's spent is no longer here. You look at some of those massive signings that we made. All right, 89 million for Paul Pogba. We can't pick him this week. He's injured, for better or worse. What about the money we spent on Lukaku? We can't play Lukaku. He plays for Chelsea. The money we spent on Di Maria, we can't play him. He plays for someone else. All of the money that we've spent isn't here. So for all the billion that we've spent, look at the money Chelsea has spent. Most of it's still there. The City's money, most of it's still there. How am I living in the past? Literally talking about today, you fucking idiot. Jesus, Titty fucking Christ. Buffon said he ruined Juve's dressing room. Maybe he did the same here. Maybe he's not the problem, but it could be a problem. Okay, you got to take Buffon at his word. But how did he ruin the dressing room? Give it more of a explanation than that. How did he ruin the dressing room? Did he go in and throw paint around? What did Cristiano Ronaldo do that ruined the dressing room? He also went in and became one of Juventus's quickest players to score. Was it 100 goals or whatever it was? He broke some sort of mad record there anyway. I'm trying to read these here. Stop spamming or I'll just block you. Of Ronaldo's nonsense in the dressing room. Are you in the fucking dressing room? Right? I know players. The players that I speak to, not one of them has said to me, Cristiano Ronaldo's a problem. And you know, if they did, I'd say, are you a little bitch? Is that why? How can you not look at Cristiano Ronaldo and be inspired? That's the fucking problem. Cristiano Ronaldo is a winner. The same people who don't like Roy Keane telling the fucking truth and digging people out won't like Cristiano Ronaldo because they're little fucking bitches. That's the top and bottom of it. If you look at Ronaldo and go, he's a bit fucking intense, and yeah, he's the best player the world's ever seen. You could do well to learn from him, actually. There's so many fucking players that have got far too much to say and not enough fucking work. Cristiano Ronaldo's going out and putting 2-a-days in. For all of the people like Donny van der Beek deserves a chance, does he? Well, you get your chance by proving it in training, exactly like Anthony Elanga has done. Anthony Elanga, the first week that Ralph Rangnick was here, fucking ran himself into the ground, and Ralph Rangnick was like, hey, that fucking kid's all right, isn't he? What's he called? Bosch. He's in the fucking squad, and he's getting minutes. Just turning the blinds down a little bit because it got a bit bright. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? How is Ronaldo the problem? There are a lot of problems in this team. If Ronaldo's... We can't fucking pass the ball to each other. That clip that's doing the rounds of the worst of the passes against Wolves. How about we learn how to fucking pass the ball to each other before we start looking at what Cristiano Ronaldo's done? Ronaldo wanting out, I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I think it's just someone's gone, Ronaldo's fucking headlines, isn't it? Let's write Ronaldo down and let's fucking throw that in the mix. Summerfull says he's leading the line and he's always moving around doing whatever he wants. You clearly don't remember a lad called Wayne Rooney, do you? Steve, if I could choose a team in the Football League for United to have a good relationship, who would it be in terms of loaning youngsters? Someone like Wigan, just up the road. Blackburn, maybe. Ronaldo wanted to go to Man City. Well, he didn't. That's the truth. You'll get the truth out of his own mouth pretty soon, trust me. Can Phelan unify this team? That's an interesting one, isn't it? I don't know how Mike's managed to survive in the job, actually, when everybody else got moved on or left. I don't know how Mike's ended up with a job. I hope he can unify the team. It just seems like there's so much to fix at United. It's an absolute shit show, isn't it, at the minute? Do I want Donny to be given a run of games? No, I want him to earn a run of games. There's a difference. Do you see the difference? I don't want anyone to be given anything. I don't want any player to just be fucking given a damn thing. I don't think Marcus Rashford deserves his place in the team at the moment. You have to earn it. Did any United fans think that Rangnick was going to change anything overnight, says Lee? I think a lot of us expected something like that, yeah, especially when you saw the impact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had. We all expected something similar like that in terms of a lift, but we've not just had it, have we? Luke Shaw said Donny does great in training. You got to think as well, though, when questioned on television, is he going to say, nah, he's fucking shit, to be honest? It's the same when Solskjaer used to come out and praise the players in training. He's never going to dig him out. But what Luke Shaw thinks, whether he actually believes that or not, the fact is 3 managers have seen him in training and decided not to pick him. There has to be something in that. And we are going to talk about if and when Ten Hag comes in, does he fix him? It'd be hilarious if he didn't win it and he was like, no, I'm not having him. Buffon said they lost synergy once Ronaldo got there, that they had to pass to him and play for him, and granted he scored a lot, but the team became worse of it. All right, that's Buffon's opinion. And I guess he knows the situation quite well. Again, I got a question whether or not you think, and Notch agrees, yeah. Other players have said to me, Donny's a good lad, but isn't ripping it up in training. In fact, there was a fucking clip of training where Hannibal Mabry was leaving him for fucking dust. Who, in my opinion, is the selfish element in the dressing room? I.e. the Chris Wheeler tweet. I haven't seen the Chris Wheeler tweet. It could be any of them, to be honest. Could be fucking Harry Maguire. If that's true, and I think if Harry Maguire has seen his ass with Ronaldo, then he just needs to fuck off. Now, I don't believe it. I think this probably lies. But if that's the case, again, you got to look at the sort of attitude Ronaldo has to improve in himself. Ronaldo's going to do everything to make the team a success, right? He's not going to be all about me. He's trying to win things. He's not just trying to be the one who scores the goals. And that's the issue with it. Just too many players are just soft mentally. And they need to fucking fix up. Why do I think the tactical mastermind Ollie hasn't gotten a job yet? What are you being like that for? Surely you've seen over the last fucking month, actually Ollie was doing a pretty decent job of holding this shit show together. Surely, right? There's no need to be so fucking rude about Ollie. Ollie achieved some decent things with this squad. And he actually made it likeable. They were fucking horrible, this lot, under Jose Mourinho, and really difficult to like. It's not the case under Ollie. Or wasn't the case under Ollie. Well, from what I'm led to believe, Ollie's going to chill for about 6 months and probably take up a job after the summer. Wait and see where that is. The problem is Maguire still plays despite shit performances. Same for McTominay. See, McTominay is putting in some good performances amongst the shit performances. But yeah. Ollie is Preston level. Really? You think someone can get a little bit of a better job by managing to have a better record than Pep Guardiola head to head? Did that happen by accident? I don't fucking think so. Righty, I'm going to leave it up there. I'm going to be on the brew at 4. There'll probably be another video out from me tomorrow, and there's definitely going to be one out later on. But if you're not doing anything at the moment, I want you to go and check Paddock FC on YouTube. I'll put a link in the comments, so if you wait a couple of minutes and refresh the page, you'll see the link. We've done a video talking about pressing at non-league, how it's implemented, how we measure it, how we track it, how we train it, all that sort of stuff. If you're interested in tactics, analysis, coaching, or even a little bit more about pressing, then please go check it out. Leave me a comment as well on there. Let me know that you've come over from here, and let me know what you think, essentially. But I'll post the link into the comments here in a second. I'll pin it. But go over to Stretford Paddock FC channel. It's its own channel, Stretford Paddock FC. It's a video called Can You Press in Non-League? But go and have a look at it and let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.